Right, so we're live. So this is, right, I'm just going to try and pronounce your name, right? Because I always get the names wrong. So 𝗪𝗢𝗦𝗧.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
right. Actually, it helps now with LinkedIn because you've got the audio announcement of the name pronunciation. And if
Yes.
people put it in there, I just like regurgitate that back. So I did go there to check. Right. So anyway, yeah, so we'll just talk a little bit about our mystery guest. So your guest number, what guest number? 27. Is it 27?
27.
Wow, 27 already. Right. So we're going to learn a little bit about you, Slava, and about you personally first, about like where you come from, where you are living now. Was there a particular reason maybe for coming to Switzerland? You don't have to share everything if you don't want. This is really up to you. And then we'll move in later about kind of what you're doing now as a business or aspiring to do or doing a bit of or whatever. Okay, so if we just leave kind of the questions until around the 30-minute mark, and then anyone that wants to ask questions then can jump in. I won't ask everything, so if you want to ask questions later, then we feel free to do so. So Slava, in your words, then you're on the stage now, right?
Okay.
Which people will get to know. So the floor is yours. So tell us a little bit about you and where you're from.
Okay. Thank you, James. Once again, hello, everyone. My full name is a little bit longer and it's harder. It's 𝗪𝗢𝗨𝗥. It's kind of an old Russian Slavic name, which means famous forever, something like this, if it can be translated. But so I took the short version. Slava is easier for everyone, I guess. And I come from Georgia. I was born in country Georgia, with the capital Tbilisi.
Right.
So I was born in the
Sorry,
capital.
I'm just going to stop you there. We have someone else from Georgia here as well.
Okay, really? Who?
Yeah, Pete. But he's in a
Yeah,
different.
I'm from Georgia, but different
Oh,
Georgia.
okay.
He's in
It's different.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Exactly.
Exactly. But nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Pete, too.
Okay, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, and it's okay. So I was born and raised there. I got full high school education, and also in Georgia. I finished Russian school. Russian is my mother language, and
Давай по-русски тогда.
Хорошо. And Georgian language is my second to mother language. There is only one governmental language in Georgia. It's only Georgian. And then after high school, I went to university and I started studying English language and literature there. And besides of that, I started my first job as a private English teacher, but only for adults. I couldn't handle that with kids, and mostly it was interesting more with adults. And I did that for approximately like 6 months. And then my brother, he introduced me to the restaurant system, and then I switched completely to the restaurant system until, so from 2007 till 2013, I was in the restaurant system like a waiter, service instructor mostly. And in 2013, I just started a new job as a tour guide, as a private tour guide around Georgia. Later, we added Armenia, but in Armenia, I was just like following as a tour leader the groups. I was not telling the history of Armenia. And yeah, so mostly like that. And a little bit in the childhood, I had a chance to do a theater course for youth in the youth theater. And unfortunately, in a year, they closed the theater for reconstruction. Then they canceled the Russian language group, and it was not so cool in Georgian. So unfortunately, it stopped. And then through the connections, I wanted to enter connections like people know someone and something. I was introduced to the administration of opera and ballet theater in Georgia. And then I heard the severe truth about acting and everything in Georgia, which is absolutely in a bad condition, but was in a bad condition by those times. And I was earning much more as a waiter. And later, of course, I'm not talking about how much I was earning, already much more as a tour guide. So I decided it's not worth to do that in Georgia. And I came in Switzerland only, it's exactly like 2 years ago now. And never thought about Switzerland because I was always, dream of being an actor was always taking me to United States. And then one day I decided, okay, I'm gonna try. But when you are living in Georgia, it's not so easy to go to United States. You need lots and lots of documents, your bank account, they check you like everything. So they understood that if I go to United States, I wanted to go to New York, that I'm never gonna come back again to Georgia.
You didn't want to go to Georgia?
I never thought about Georgia, to go to Georgia, to be honest, in the United States.
From Georgia to Georgia, where are you from?
Atlanta has the second highest level of film production in the country now, just
Yes.
so you know.
Wow.
Yes, and recently I also found out that Chicago is like #1 in United States for improvisation theater stage, because I'm doing now the advanced course in improvisation theater here in Zurich.
But keep in mind, Atlanta, Georgia, they have CNN, they have Coca-Cola as well.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true. There's more than acting, but acting is what you want. You should go for it.
Okay, Pete.
Exactly.
And yeah, so at the moment I decided like, well, I'm gonna try that in Switzerland. And when I told everybody that I want to be an actor, why I came to Switzerland is because I got to know my future spouse by chance in Barcelona in 2016. I thought it's summer holidays, nothing is gonna be serious, but then it appeared to be for already for 2 years we were married. And yeah, so then I decided like I want to be an actor. Everybody told me it's a wrong country for actor. And then I started Googling, and there are lots of Russian groups on Facebook, or like people from Russia or Russian speaking, it's Ukraine or any other countries on Facebook. And I started asking there, first of all. And everyone thought I want to do porn because all of the suggestions were about porn. And I was like, no, no, I want to be an actor. I'm a real actor. And then I started digging in different directions. I took masterclass of Herbert Fischer. He's a famous theater actor in Germany, and he made a masterclass here in Zurich, and I took it there. There I met people who advised me to take course in 𝗓𝗡𝗪 theater improvisation. And this is how slowly the network started to expand. And at the moment I am working, like my first job, which everyone was like, wow, that's cool that you found without German language a job here in 4 months after I arrived in Switzerland. It was the restaurant system again, unfortunately. But as a kitchen helper and dishwasher, that stuff, the basement, let's say the basic, what you can do. And at the moment I'm thinking to another job. And during the lockdown, I found absolutely new thing for me, which I never thought about, is gardening and planting. And yeah, so we'll think about it as an additional job. And I also understood that I need here in Switzerland education, like to do the diploma, because I gave up my education in Georgia because 1 year I did of the, as I said earlier, English language and literature, and then I didn't like it. And I chose diplomatic faculty of international relationships. And there it was also boring for me because all the literature that I was reading, it was absolutely bad translation into Georgian language from Russian or English or any other languages of the world where diplomacy is bigger. And then I asked my teachers if it was possible for me to, write the lectures and all the thing that was needed in Russian or in English, and it was a completely no. And since it was again boring, it was not what I expected to be taught on the diplomatic faculty, because I was tired from history of Georgia. I said, okay, I'm taking my documents, and I left the university. And now at the moment, for diplomacy faculty, I'm already too old in Switzerland because they accept students only till 30 years, and I'm 32 now. And I decided to try psychology. So we'll see how it is going to work, because I just sent an email today to the University of Zurich about the psychology.
You're
Oh,
not too
faculty.
young for psychology, or?
No, I think it's the right time. I think it's right time for starting education, because kind of a safe life ring in case of the acting is not gonna succeed so much. I need to, you know, do something which is also very interesting. And I found psychology very, very interesting too. But there are so many branches in psychology. I'm not sure which direction to choose yet, but one of the things which I'm interested is to work with people who have phobias, different kind of phobias. Yes.
Phobia of acting.
Maybe
okay.
if something, because I found out that there are psychologists, drama psychologists.
Yeah.
So that was also very interesting.
So let me take you back a bit to kind of the school days.
Yes.
Right, before we leap forward to kind of where you are now. So when you were at school, I mean, did you have desires and dreams and passion for being an actor or on stage?
Yes. And in school, I was always taking part in all theater and all the contests, all the shows that the school was offering. So, I mean, what was our class doing? So I was always there.
So did you particularly want a certain type of character? I mean, like the villain or the superhero or what type, or it didn't really matter?
It was actually always different. Sometimes I was like playing the month of the year, or sometimes I was the wolf.
The wolf.
Or yeah, so it was absolutely completely different. Starting from kindergarten, all the shows, all the rhymes, sings, songs, everything.
You're not Wolfman, are you?
No, not yet.
All right, okay. And then when you kind of left school, you wanted to pursue that, or you had some kind of other academical kind of skills?
Actually, I thought about it to do that in Georgia, but because I didn't come from the well-off family, my parents couldn't afford the preparation for the acting institute. And later, I actually didn't regret it, because I met people who did this acting institute, and they were working as waiters or doing something which didn't happen in Georgia again, because the country is so small, and you have to be very, very close to those people who do something, and there are not so many of them. So yeah, it didn't work in Georgia.
Okay, but you did a number of productions and things in Georgia?
No, it was just before I came to Georgia. I went to my first audition.
At what age?
And 27, something, 28,
right.
27. Yeah, something like that.
So what were you doing in between that then? Study and English and other things?
Yes, I was learning languages and was learning a lot of history, because I was a tour guide and I needed a lot of history for my work. So I was mostly concentrated on my job.
Okay. So you mentioned about ultimately you'd like to get to the US because there's more opportunity there. So now that you're in Switzerland, does that make life easier for you personally to get to the US?
At the moment, I decided to stop thinking about United States, because I decided to see what I can do here.
All right, okay. But there's more opportunities now with kind of the Russian language and other things in Zurich.
Yeah, I found now, I mean, I don't need that Russian language here now.
Yeah.
But I'm learning German. It is already something between B1, B2 level.
Okay.
And I guess for university, I need C1.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm mixing German a little bit already, because I'm talking on the German language most of the time at home and everywhere. And yes, I'm mostly looking out for master classes, what I can do here.
Master classes in
acting.
In acting.
Okay. In acting, to prepare for the auditions.
But that would be most likely in German then.
No, I found now a lot of in English.
All right.
So, but I guess like there are some courses which are like a small presentation courses which can be done in English, but the rest, yes, as the education, it already goes on in German.
Okay, so you have kind of a part-time sort of day job that you do to earn some money, and then you're also pursuing kind of the acting. So the acting also, you have done, I mean, talking to you earlier, I mean, you have done a number of different types of roles. So kind of the action type film, and then also the drama. So can you tell us a bit more about those?
Well, I think it's because it will be sound very, I don't know, childish or something like, but I think it's also related to my horoscope sign because I'm Libra and it's like 50-50. So it's something like a drama, which is absolutely slow, quiet, or more into tears. And at the same time, like a switch to action, full power, like workouts, training, and, you know, like everything is blossoming, like, you know, burning around.
Yeah, so I'm just going to pause there because I was watching you on TV the other day, so don't interrupt us yet, right? But I was watching, do you know, you probably know the movie The Mummy. Everyone know the movie The Mummy?
Maybe. Okay.
Right, and did you know that the kind of the villain guy in there?
Okay.
You know, the guy, the bald head, the villain guy? Right, that is not ฎ𝗫𝗪, just to let you know, right?
Okay.
Just in case you thought it was, right, I just wanted to make that clear.
I'll watch this movie today.
You've not seen the movie?
I guess no, but I'm sure. Unfortunately, it's tricky. I want to be an actor, but I'm so bad at remembering the names.
They woke up the mummy sleeping for ages on people's.
Ah, the mummy.
Yeah, the mummy.
Sorry.
What did you think?
Of course. I thought it's mommy. Something about mother.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's the English, you see. I'm not native
because we are watching it now.
Yes,
the
Dwayne
mummy,
Johnson.
then Mummy Returns and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with Dwayne Johnson. Well, I watched in the theater a movie which was very famous now in Switzerland, 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥, and I love such, I don't know where is it also very interesting. Like I love these drug addict stories, and I'm always amazed how people are playing that, alcoholics or drug addicts. I mean, and it's amazing how much work it is in that. And I reached out to Jerry Hoffman. He's playing in 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗪, the father of the daughter. He's the main character there. And then he gave me some very, very nice suggestions. And I registered on one of the website which he offered. And in the nearest future, I want to take several master classes from this production.
Okay, because you mentioned in our conversation that, I mean, anyone can aspire to be whatever they want to be, but it's a lot of hard work and dedication and a bit of luck.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people, if you hear the stories about Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, just two well-known characters, they didn't have it easy. I mean, Sylvester Stallone was kind of broke and living on the street. And then he had a play that or something he had written, and nobody was interested, and then the ones that were interested, he wanted to be the main character, and they said, "Oh no, not you. You don't act." And it's an interesting story. So there's a little bit of luck in a lot of things that we do as business people in general, or in life in general, being in the right place at the right time, speaking to the right person. But sometimes you have to also make your luck. And
there was a Rocky movie, just so you know. That's the one you're talking about, the movie Rocky.
Yes. Yeah, also, exactly. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was with his perfect German, was sounding like a machine, which was good for Terminator.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you have a catchphrase like "I'll be back" or something like that?
Not yet.
Oh.
Not yet.
I guess,
This is yours. This is yours. Not yet.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard also, I was reading about Stallone that he also did some porn to survive.
Some
But I
porn.
guess yes, he did some porn. But I guess he's one of the unique actors after porn, the Hollywood didn't close its doors and let him in because it's not so
So
cool.
you mentioned earlier about people are approaching you about kind of porn things. So
Yes.
would that not be, I was trying to be clever and try and say a foot in the door, or I could have said something else, but I mean, would that not have been a way to kind of get into doing something? I mean, there's different types of porn, of course. I mean, it could have been very soft that it would
Yes.
have been okay, but that never attracted you to doing something like that?
Well, I once thought about it to do that. I even in Georgia, I got offered to do that, but the idea of being an actor was stronger, so I refused.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't risk that. I couldn't risk maybe there is a chance, one day you meet at the right place at the right time, the right person, and suddenly, oh, you did porn, so goodbye.
I guess it depends on your role as well. Did they see your face or other parts? So let's move on from that one. Right. Anyway, so now, so you are doing some, or you did an audition the other day.
And it was not audition, it was already a paid job. And that's why I missed the Tuesday meeting online, because it was the advertisement for Postfinance, and they were shooting that the whole night on Bahnhof in the cold -3 weather. And yes, but still, as a statist, I understood. I'm also following some Hollywood coaches. And recently it was just like, I don't know, like a message from universe, like, don't do too much statist job because it's also not good. And try to switch as fast as possible to the roles, like at least several words to say or something. And because the people from productions, acting directors and casting directors, they don't look at the statists, background actors. They mostly have connection on a little bit higher level between each other. So if you kind of want to be seen, then you have to go a little bit further with your roles.
But you'd like, if you had the opportunity to be kind of like main character in a movie?
I would love to, of course.
In an action movie, like a James Bond type character?
Perfect. Yes, like Jason Statham also is absolutely great actor.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, but I mean, they're real good action movies, particularly his.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, when you see him kind of fighting and stuff, I mean, he's built for the part as well. So, like in the transporter and stuff.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So, where are you now? And is there something that we in Ntness can help with? Are there some connections that you need? Are there some advice, or so whereabouts are you, and what's the kind of the biggest challenges that you face?
The biggest challenge that I'm facing now, I guess, is still to find, still to get, I guess, a chance to try myself to play and to show what I can, at least. But I know, of course, I see how nowadays why I wanted to be the background actor, because I wanted to see what is going on behind the scene. And I saw that even when you are as a statist, which you have to sit and talk without voice, you're just doing the mimics and playing as if you are speaking. The actors who have the roles, they do that 20 times before the director says yes or okay or something. It's not that easy, but they're still guided. And I thought that if I get a chance to play, and of course I will be guided, because in the theater where I do now, I always get the compliments, kind of. They say that I'm doing a great job. Well, because the rest of the people who come to this theater, to this improvisation, they're kind of working in finances, economics, bank system, and they just need some refreshment after their hardworking day. And I am kind of the only one who goes there for really to learn something and to take notes for myself. And I'm always thinking, looking at all of the things that I do there from the acting point of view. At the moment now, where I am at improving my German language, because I went to one of the productions here and they told me like, do you speak English? I said, yes. Do you speak German? I said, not fluent. She was like, okay. Do you speak any dialect, Swiss dialect? I said, no. French, Italian? I said, no. Then she asked me about my acting age, like how long I have been acting or something. I said, I'm a beginner. And then she just said, I will be honest with you. We work only with professionals. So just good luck.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I think you've been acting from the day you were born. So you should say all my life. No, honestly, I'm not joking here, but because you've had those dreams of doing that, you've done things at school, you've been on stage, and just because you're not like got a qualification for that, or because you've been in a Hollywood production, it doesn't mean that you don't have the same passion as someone that has. They've just been lucky.
Exactly,
So
James. Because
don't say that only a couple of years or since I was 27 or something. Say all my life, and then let them come back with another question and answer that one, and ask them why they're asking that question, right? I mean, it's not about how long you've been acting. You could be, I mean, if we just take a different example, you could be a sales guy all your life, but still absolutely useless. Or just as an example, right? It doesn't mean that just because they see you as a short period of time, they've disqualified you already. So you should say, I've done it all my life, and they say, like, put me on the stage and I'll show you what I'm capable of.
Okay.
Right? And then
Ława, can you do something that is something unique? So you can do like a 1 minute show for us.
oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Actually,
You're an artist. You used
Yes, please.
no, I mean, I actually didn't think about it, but
make us smile. Tell us a joke to relax. It's Friday.
He's not a comedian. He's an
I think we are putting on the spot. It's a little bit unfair.
yeah.
Every good
every actor must be able to.
no, hang on. Every good actor would take the chance, but would also take a minute to get into the state. So if you say, well, give me a minute, to get into the state, to be ready for the stage, then we give you that minute.
Yeah, I needed some whiskey when I went on the stage, you see. Right?
That's a very
Mine finished.
It's a very slippery slope, James. I think you cannot build an acting career on whiskey.
Yeah. No, but if you look at public speaking,
Give us a show now. So I want to see the Georgian Godfather.
oh yeah. I mean,
Georgian Godfather.
yeah, the Georgian Jason Statham.
There you go.
No, actually, Jason Statham is Georgian. Is a little bit, I think, quite. I would say it's not so cool, maybe, but Godfather, it would be like the Georgian language is quite harsh to sound, and it is like მემინდა გითხრა რომ ამ საქმეში შენ ძალიან ჩაიჭერი და აქედან გამომდინარე შენ ძალიან ცუდი მომავალი გელოდება. So it's
take the money, but don't give it. Take my life.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so Georgian is when I went to work as an entertainer for 6 months in Turkey in a hotel. And there was a friend, the woman who invited me to go there together. When we were talking Georgian, men usually were coming to me, part of the team, and telling me, Slava, she's a girl. Don't do that to her. And I was like, what do you mean? You are fighting all the time. And I said, no, it's Georgian language. If you want, we can show you what is fight in Georgian language.
So So maybe we can open it up now to the audience, because I'd like to hear what other people think and how we could help you. I mean, also within 𝗏𝗏, I mean, there is a community of people that, I mean, we all strive to help one another in one way we can, or at least recommend. There was a guy I did see in 𝗏𝗏 who's from the UK, who's a film producer or something like that.
I wrote him too.
Oh, you did connect with him? Yeah.
He didn't answer till now.
All right. Yeah. So, what have you got a question to the audience? I mean,
well, my question will be at the moment only. To be honest, now there is only one question for me, which is very important according to the acting career. Is that recently there was a Zurich Film Festival, and they have produced a movie which is called 𝗬𝗘𝗘𝗞. And just what I was surprised about, that the guy who is playing the main role, it's a kind of a gay movie, kind of a gay story, but he has no experience, but he got through. And what I can't find till now is, where do these auditions take place? How do people find these auditions? Because I know that there are people who find even auditions in English language here. Maybe it's kind of what people don't want to share. Another competition guy appears on the stage and something like that. But this is what I'm struggling, because I found all the courses which I can take. For this, I have to work hard to pay these courses, of course. But I have no chance to practice myself in audition, because when I auditioned in front of a Hollywood actor here in Switzerland, my mouth went dry. I couldn't speak. I was so nervous. Even though that I'm a tour guide, I'm absolutely having no problems talking to anybody, to you, to guests of 50 people in the bus. But in front of this particular person, my mouth went dry. And I understood that I need practice. In everything is practice important, but this is what I can't find nowadays, unfortunately.
practice here. Set up a weekly event of practicing in front of an audience.
Yes.
It's all about human connections and trusted human interaction, right? So yeah, I agree. It's about practicing, but it's about finding the right people. And like everything, it's the same as entrepreneurship, right? You have to have the right people around you to make you go the extra mile and be able to get over the next mountain, right? So, and there will always be another mountain after the next one, right? So yeah.
I would be interested, you mentioned psychology before.
Yes.
But I forgot, what would be your motivation to study psychology? Yeah, could you answer that question? Then I might have another one for you.
Yes, because all my life, I am working with people. And it's very interesting for me to look at people, to talk to them, I mean, just this relationship with people is a huge part of me.
Okay, I get it. It's probably a bit unfair for me.
No.
I would, with your ambition, I would not so much encourage you to study psychology.
Okay.
Because in psychology is a science, and it's structured like a regular science. So you will not be surprised that during your first or second year of studies, you will learn more mathematics than anything else, because you have to learn statistics.
I know.
Because whatever you do in psychology and in research, it has to be evidence-based. You have to collect data. You have to build validity factors and God knows what. And then after a year, you will say, what on earth am I doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I perceive is that you need an opportunity to model people. Model in the sense that you observe people, how people do, what people do, like in an audition, how they behave, how they act, and decode it for yourself, and make this code accessible for you. So that would probably, a kind of psychology might be the right thing, but not a classical psychology university study. But we can, if you like, we can discuss this separately.
Perfect. Yes, of course. Thank you.
Another thing is also, just quickly, if possible, get as close to actors or to the acting world as you can. So I suppose, I mean, you're going to the theater quite frequently, yeah. Try and go to, you know, the forbidden walks, yeah. Do it by intention. Where somebody says, "Stop, sir, you can't go here. This is only for staff." Yeah, try to get as close as possible to get a little bit of the air that's behind. And I'm not sure. Are there any musical productions in Switzerland? Or
I actually have no idea about musicals.
all right, because in the musical world, you have a lot of young actors who are starting out. Usually, they start in a big chorus group or whatever, and the first thing they have to do is they have to learn to beat their nerves, to learn to beat the stage fright, and this watching them or maybe potentially even helping them could be something to get you in contact with this world.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's always, I mean, I always heard that if you want to aspire to be like someone in particular, then, and you really want their help and you can't afford it, you've got to be kind of around where they hang out and kind of pester them that you're always there, and then they get familiar with you, and then sometimes you get a bit lucky and you're offered something. But I mean, sitting back and not making any effort to do anything, I'm not saying that you are, but I mean, you have to put yourself out to be noticed. So if there's something you do, like you mentioned about one of the biggest things that you've done so far is Beyond Frequencies. So
yes.
Tell people about what that is.
Oh, it was just that on my Instagram, I'm kind of cleaned my Instagram and followers. So I decided to leave everything that is connected to acting, mostly to see what people are posting. And they just needed a statist. This is a rock band in Zurich, and they just needed a statist. They told me that they are not gonna pay. I said, I don't care. Just as long as I have a chance to be in the project, I would love it. And when I came there, the singer, the soloist, she spoke to me. I told her that I want to be an actor, and in 10 minutes she comes to me and she says, like, would you like to be like having a leading role in the video? And I said, yes, of course. And I was amazed that when I was asking people around, like, does anybody know Beyond Frequencies? Everyone was telling me no, but they've got more than 100 and I don't know, like 110,000 views on YouTube now. So somehow they are.
That's because of you.
Thank you.
No, but I just heard what you said there. I just caught one bit there that kind of made me think. I mean, you said you want to be an actor. You've got to get away from saying you want to be. You have to say, I am an actor.
Yeah, correct.
So that's why I'm doing this background job now to understand, to be a little bit more in the business, at least before I get the experience to play.
One thing you could do, and you should do, I encourage this, is you choose a character, any character, yeah, and you unconsciously assimilate this character as you do as an actor. The way this person moves, the way this person talks. In the morning, you take a shower, you take the suit of this person on, you leave the house, and for the whole day, you are this guy.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
Yeah. It's called modeling. Actually,
Yes,
I agree with
exactly,
I agree with Walter. Philosophy, I think, is not the right thing to do. You should consider studying NLP, and there you will learn a lot about yourself, what you really want, and also the modeling thing. And that's a good example what Walter gives you, that you take one actor and you start modeling that person in real life, and when he's acting, just as if you are him or her. I mean, you're an actor, so maybe you could do that also. But that's correct, especially on the statistic things within psychology.
Okay.
Victoria.
But have a look at NLP. That might be something that could help you.
All right, thank you.
I've got a question for you.
Yes, Maya.
Have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel?
Well, it's another thing which I tried kind of to do that on Instagram, because after I moved to Switzerland, I was telling people what I see, what I like here, or what I find strange or things like that. And people told me like, oh, could you please do that? We would love to see that. And I understand that's not my thing. That's unfortunate. I understand that's kind of a PR. I guess I would definitely prefer and would love to do the YouTube channel maybe when I achieve a little bit in acting for actors.
Yeah.
Like to help them, to show them the ways what I've been through and to share my experience. Then yes.
Yeah, I also think that kind of public speaking helps as well, because then it takes away the stage fear, and you get comfortable hearing your own voice and your stage presence, because that's all to do there. And also identifying, this is coming to Pete now, so your Georgian buddy, right? Is about what is it that people see in you? I mean, what is your brand? What is your look? If I said like Slava is a great actor, where could I go and look and think, wow, that's a great image. I know you shared with me some photos that you've got, not the porn ones, but I mean, they didn't have anyone in the ones of you with the photo images and stuff. And you've got some great looks there. But what is your look? I know an actor can have multiple looks, but you always have something that I know that's that person.
Victoria, what do you want to share?
I have 2 points, but I was thinking about when you were mentioning how to approach the people, why not take a little entrepreneurial approach on it and like statistically map out, okay, these are like the schools, these are the people that go to it, find those networks, like you have Endness, you have LinkedIn also, you have all these platforms where people are and they're real there, right? And start to see, okay, these are the people that I want to get to. So some bigger actors, maybe some bigger professors or teachers or anyone who are more interesting to you. And then how do I get to them? Like who is in their network? You know, like strategize it a little bit to extend your network with little ones, people that are one step closer than you are to those actors, and then like extending and growing.
Just to add to that, I mean, we create a client avatar, our target audience. So who is the target audience? So if it's an actor or a producer or whatever, then where are you going to find them? Where are they hanging out? What bars, clubs, events, social media, where are they going to be? Because I need to be in those groups. When people are commented on them, I need to make comments as well. I need to have a profile that when people see it, and I make a comment, who's this guy making these comments all the time? And they out of curiosity, they're going to look at your profile and they think, wow, you've blown them away with what you do. And then stop saying that, I want to be an actor. You are an actor. You've got to say, this is my experience from childhood, from school, from everywhere. Put all of that in there. People don't become actors and just like tomorrow you're going to be an actor. It's been in their blood from the day they were born.
Slava, you said that you have no problem acting in front of a group of people.
No, and a big exam is going to be on the Sunday. Our improvisation group is doing this show, so I will be.
But you get the dry mouth when you are acting for one person, right?
No. It was the thing that they sent the email, which I didn't see, with a short text, which I had to perform in front of these judges. And all the actors who were auditioning, they were standing in a circle and watching. But I was not about these actors. My text was not prepared. And I'm kind of making lots of mistakes during my audition in front of the guy from the Hollywood.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was just not being unprepared. That was the thing that was good for me.
But if someone asks you to do something impromptu, it's nice to have something kind of in your back pocket that you've practiced a dozen times, and you think, right, I'm just going to break into character, and you think, wow, where did that come from? And then So something that you rehearse time and time again, you do it with your friends, and you do it in front of the mirror, whatever, and then you just have that's in your back pocket. If you met someone and they said, would you like to be an actor? I am an actor. And then you break into that kind of character and people think, wow, where did that come from? So it's kind of your signature you're leaving behind. And then people think, wow, you are not like, yeah, I'd like to be an actor and all of this. What experience? Well, only a couple of years. And you're already putting people off. And you want to twist it the other way around. Boyan.
I have two questions and one kind of recommendation. Why you want to become an actor?
Exactly, that's my question also. The same.
Why?
I think it happened to me like it's in my blood kind of, because my father, he was a singer, my grandmother is a singer. And from my very, very childhood, I was kind of making all my cousins sit. I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was kind of singing for them and performing for them. So this is what I feel that brings me, takes me on the right direction, because when I go to the theater, it was in the childhood, at the shows at school, or wherever I was performing or had a chance to step on the stage or do anything. I was feeling absolutely full with energy.
Okay.
Like,
what was the largest audience that you were performing in front?
I didn't. Well, I mean, that was a school. That was a school. What is that called? Yeah, like a school festival where the whole school is gathering and you are on the stage performing something. That was the school.
Then what I wanted to say that you told us a story of really hard working to become an actor as you want, and also to show your skills in front of what people want. So in my opinion, you need to take, as also some people, that you need to take some shortcuts and not standard ways to go. Because this standard way, it's like everybody what is doing. So you need to show yourself somehow. For example, if Charles Chaplin was alive now, he has 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times more technology to do his movies and to reach maybe a wider audience to this. So this is why this YouTube advice is to make channel, etc. You can become actor and then the audience will come. So you have all the technology, let's say, that can make you popular, to entertain people, and then slowly to build your audience yourself. This is something that, in my opinion, you should maybe try. I don't know.
Victoria?
Yeah, and I was also thinking about the branding thing. Yeah, you are your own brand. You want to sell yourself to those like movies and festivals and everything. And it's really important so that you understand what does your brand stand for. Like, why am I doing acting? How am I unique? How do I show this for social media channels? Because that's the easiest how people are going to find you, right? So you really have to build that and be authentic. Don't be one of those, I'm an actor, I always wanted to be an actor, that was my dream. Yeah, everyone says that, right? Define something that it's valuable just for you and stand for that, and don't be scared to communicate that to everyone. Because then that's when you're going to get the most interaction. People are going to be like, oh, you know, I feel this guy, you know, I feel his real emotion. I feel that this is what I should support also, and like try to help him, you know?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Victoria, you said something before, and I would like to support that with all my heart. Sorry, James, if we're only overrunning, and I know we have another appointment in 10 minutes. I remember we had a guest in this program, Marian Crowell. Who remembers her?
Yeah. She's a featured guest. She's a singer.
Do you know her, Slava? She's in Lausanne, I think.
Oh.
And she is a singer, and she is a very good one. By the way, she does a free Zoom concert on the 6th of December. She started the whole thing now in a very entrepreneurial way. So she puts stuff out on YouTube. I mean, 15 years ago, to put a video on YouTube would be enough to be Adele. second Adele. Nowadays, you have to do much, much more. So she puts stuff out on YouTube, but she also seems to have professional or semi-professional surrounding with musicians that work with her, with a record label, I think a record label in Argentina. And what comes to my mind instantly is she does videos sometimes, and she features herself, but the lyrics are sometimes about other people. And maybe she would be happy if somebody would volunteer to play a character in one of her videos. Do you know Elton John?
Yes.
And you know that Elton John decided on many occasions not to feature in his music videos by himself. He appointed actors. There is a very famous one, I think he appointed, what's his name, Robert Downey Jr. When he was releasing the song I Need Love or I Want Love. And this Robert something just walked around in a big empty house. And he was just walking, and he gave that song just by his expressions, body expressions and face expressions, so much power that John said, I never could do that. If I would walk around in that house, nobody would be interested to watch that movie.
Yes, I mean, I would absolutely gladly do that, because I was recently thinking even to write myself to 𝗪𝗪𝗪, this team, this band, which I really like these songs, and I wanted to like offer, in case they need somebody for their next video for their song, I would definitely do that. So that's what is now like what I'm looking for are the auditions.
Yeah, I think,
where are they hiding, which I cannot push through and go through to find them.
I think what you need, I mean, when you do find them, they're going to ask credibility. What have you done? Can you show me a portfolio? Do you have a portfolio? Can you point me to it? What social media can I see you on? There's got to be somewhere. Do you have a website? Somewhere that I can see. And then don't say, I mean, as I keep repeating, I want to be an actor. Show that you have been an actor from a child. If you can dig out kind of some old pictures and things of you on stage, then you're creating a portfolio. And then because otherwise you have nothing. And then when they ask you a question, you haven't got something in the back of your mind that you can picture, like this is the website or something. This is a place I'm going to take people to have a look. You're kind of thinking, well, oh, you've caught me out there. And you're trying to defend yourself rather than promote yourself. And there's a big difference. So I know we can talk about this and we kind of run out of time now. But
I just have one comment I'd like to add, and really pleasure hearing all of this. What I think James is alluding to is this idea in marketing we call push marketing versus pull marketing. Push marketing is you're getting yourself out there looking for these opportunities and grabbing them. Pull marketing is you create your persona, you create your world, and then people find it, and then they see it, they want more of it, and they come to you. You literally pull them in versus pushing to find them. And that's what I think Victoria's alluded to, and James and Walter and some of the others. So create this world, and then make it such that people can start to find your world, which can be done through social media, can be done through YouTube, for example, as mentioned. And so I would encourage that also. I think you have the capability. It's coming out of you. Just give people a chance to find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You mentioned your parents both sang. Do you sing?
No, I kind of failed in that. So I know that there is one acting school which I found here in Zurich. They teach that too. So this is what it's gonna be like.
But what you should do is start creating this, and if you don't know how to create it, reach out to us. We're happy to give advice and stuff, and say like,
sure,
what do I actually need? And say like, well, if you want to create your brand, the persona, the image of who you are, and want people to see you as, then there's plenty of advice that we can give to help out. And then you just have to go and do the homework. But it's easier then to have something, kind of your arsenal of information that people will say like, well, who are you? And you say, well, check this out, right? If you haven't got time, just check this link, and it's all there. right?
Yes.
I've started a personal branding mini course. We're doing our first one. We're almost finished, and we'll have the second one in the middle of January. So maybe it's something you want to consider.
Sure. Yes, definitely.
Anyway, on that note, because we've kind of gone over the time.
Thank you for the invitation, James. Thank you everyone for your time.
Great to meet you, 𝗬𝗪.
Yeah. It's been a great pleasure. Our 27th guest, featured business. If you want to be a guest, then reach out and let me know. I know some of you will. Yeah, it's been an honor to get to know you, to learn more about you as a person and kind of what you aspire to do. And if you want help, there's plenty of people here that will give it even free advice, right? So don't be shy to reach out and also connect with some of the people. Walter mentioned the singer, is that production guy in the UK. All of these help. And yeah, likewise does everyone on this call. So with that, so yeah, congratulations on your Thanksgiving, Pete, from a different Georgia, right?
Thank you.
I hope you ate some nice turkey and stuff.
I did. I'm having leftovers today. Delicious.
Right, I could do with a turkey sandwich, right?
So good.
Right, so thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure to have you all once again, and have a great weekend. And I'll see you for our mystery guest next week.
All right.
See you next week. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thank you, James.
Good weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.